The house is literally falling into the sea. And I don't know where we go from here. Hi, hello. I have very spontaneously, let me just make sure. I think you're focused. Blooming neck, it's all over here. Ignore this, firstly. I have a whopping great cold sore that has decided to make an appearance. It is not welcome. It's the season of cold sores. It has officially started. Anyway, this is a very spontaneous video. I wasn't planning on picking up my camera. Number one, I have the ongoing issue of editing. I don't have anything to edit my videos on, which is annoying because I had so much content that I really wanted to bring out in October for the spooky season. Yeah, unfortunately I just don't have anything that I can edit on. I have been so far editing all of my videos on Jack's computer, and obviously it is his computer, so I don't have it with me all the time. He's very kindly let me use it thus far. Yeah, so I'm trying to pick my next book, and essentially there's this book called, what is it? I want to read A Haunting on the Hill by Elizabeth Hand, which is officially authorized by the Shirley Jackson estate, because it's a book that kind of returns to Hill House, which obviously is the book in Shirley Jackson's novel. The house in Shirley Jackson's novel. So I was like, okay, I do want to read this, but oh, it's absolutely chucking it down. The perfectionist in me cannot read a book that is returning to a classic without reading the classic. Like, that would just be wrong. So I was like, well, I've tried to read that book about 3 times. It's short, maybe it just wasn't the right time. I'm gonna try again. I went onto my Kindle and I was like, great, it's only 147 pages. I'll read it really, really quickly. And then I realized that I'm a doo-doo head and that I was confusing We Have Always Lived in the Castle with The Haunting of Hill House. So not the same book at all. And now, to get to the crux of it, I'm thinking about going on a journey of reading We Have Always Lived in the Castle and then reading The Haunting of Hill House. Don't jump on me! Don't jump on me. She's so big! Wait! No! Oh my gosh. Have you got a toy? Have you got a toy? Careful. Oh, good job. Get it? Yeah. Anyway, I hadn't planned on coming in here to sit and play on the floor with Mubbles, but I'm not complaining. So far I haven't read any of the book. You might know this, you might not. I've been on an Agatha Christie kick, and so every time I read one of the Poirot books, I then watch the corresponding episode. So I was going to watch the episode for The Clocks, because I started it and I haven't finished it, so I thought I'd do that before reading the Shirley Jackson book. And it's interesting to see how they've adapted it, because in the book, Poirot isn't very present. He doesn't even come into the story until like halfway through. Anyway, so I'm gonna watch that episode and then I'll get to the Shirley Jackson book at some point, but I need to eat some lunch, Mubs. Lovely. So soft. This one over here, this one's a beast. Whoa. Okay, don't be fooled, it is still the same day. It's just that I've decided to put on some makeup and a different jumper. So I finished reading We Have Always Lived in the Castle, is that what it's called? Let's talk about it. We Have Always Lived in the Castle is a 1962 gothic mystery story by American author Shirley Jackson. It was written 3 years before she passed away, so it is like her last work, and it is very popular. It is written in the voice of, I've already forgotten what her name is. What's her name? Mary Catherine, but they call her Mary Cat. So it's written in the voice of 18-year-old Mary Catherine Blackwood, who lives with her agoraphobic sister and her invalid uncle on their estate. And 6 years prior to what happens in the novel, we know that there was a family tragedy and that the rest of their family is dead. They're considered strange and they are disliked by the villagers, and we know that Candace, I literally have just read this book and I can't remember her name, was trialed for the murder of their parents and acquitted, and yeah, and then their cousin Charles turns up and wreaks havoc, essentially. It's a very, very short book. As I said, it's 147 pages. This is one of those ones where I don't really get it. I don't like it when things are weird and unexplained and just odd, and I don't like those kind of books, and that's very much the vibes that you get in this. This book is often described as being really eerie and unsettling, disturbing, creepy, perfect for this time of year, and yet I didn't find that at all. I thought it was uninteresting. Not a lot actually happens outside of the daily routine lives of, I've already forgotten her name, Mary Cat and Candace. Nothing else really happens. There's only one revelation, and the revelation is extremely anticlimactic and I thought quite obvious. I mean, immediately, I don't know if this is like, I don't want it to be spoilery, but immediately when we have Mary Cat as our narrator, I knew. That's all I'm gonna say. And so I thought it was really anticlimactic. I didn't care about anything that was going on. It was boring. It was boring. Yeah, I think now we can better understand why it took me 3 goes to try and read this book, and the only reason I finished it was because I had to forcibly push my way through. I guess I can maybe understand why people enjoy it. The characters, because of how bizarre and wacky they are quite charismatic. It wasn't enough for me, and the craziness, it wasn't the right kind of craziness for me. They were just odd. It was odd. So this is making me very nervous. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read the first few pages and see what I think. This vlog might turn out to be a complete fail, and I might go on to read something else, but I am going to try my absolute hardest. Shall I do it now and tell you? Let me have a look at it now and I will get back to you as to whether I'm going to read it or not. Oh dear. Reading the first couple of chapters, I have a feeling that I tried to listen to the audiobook and I didn't like it. Oh, hang on, did I finish this book? Hang on, have I read this? Oh my god, this video is such a fail. I've read it. Oh, I even gave a review. Okay, do you want to know what the review was? Oh my god. Oh, this is such a fail. This is such a fail. I completely forgot that I've already read this book. Okay, so I gave it 2.5 stars. I don't remember this review at all, so I'm going to literally just read to you what I've said. I'm not really sure if it's me or the book. The Haunting of Hill House didn't give me what I wanted from it. I was hoping for something eerie and atmospheric that would creep me out and have me glued to the book, wanting to find out what happens next. I appreciate the author's prose. Jackson plays on the uncertainty of whether the nature of the events that occur are supernatural or entirely psychological. I also appreciated the characters' slow descent into madness, slowly seeing their irrational behaviour, thoughts and feelings, and following Eleanor's hallucinogenic episodes. I was definitely left confused as to whether Eleanor was out of her mind or if the house was genuinely haunting her, and I'm sure that was Shirley Jackson's intent. But I've barely finished the book and I already keep forgetting that I've read it. Foreshadowing. All the characters are unlikable, the plot is slow and tedious, almost boring, the few scary moments were in fact barely creepy, and I'm left feeling dissatisfied with the overall experience. Scathing. I think the only time I got goosebumps was when Eleanor realised she wasn't holding Theo's hand like she thought. Oh my god. It's coming back to me, I remember that. But actually something or someone else's, or no one's at all, question mark. In all, I admire the writing and recognise its wit, but found the actual book slightly more on the boring side and doubt I'll be remembering much about it in a month's time. Okay, wow. Wow. Well, this is a fail. That took a twist. It was a better twist than the one in We Have Always Lived in the Castle. Well, this has been enlightening. And I don't know where we go from here. I'm so glad that I figured out that I'd already read this book before I went and bought the Kindle, like the ebook. Well, I guess that means that Shirley Jackson is not the author for me. However, maybe we can turn this around. Maybe we can make this okay, because that means that I have already read The Haunting of Hill House and I could read, I've already forgotten what it's called. The House on the Hill? Is that what it's called? The book that I wanted to read. The whole reason I even tried reading Shirley Jackson to begin with. A Haunting on the Hill. Shall I give it a go? Oh my god. Okay, I'm getting good vibes from her writing, so I think, oh, I don't know, I'm really worried now, because I've also, as I said earlier, I'm already going through a bit of a reading slump, so I'm really scared to pick up a book that I'm not sure about, because I feel like I'm gonna have more of a, like, I'm already leaning more towards, oh, come on Luca, get your words out. I'm more leaning towards not liking it already, because I'm in a reading slump and I've just found out that I didn't like 2 of the other books. So I might try it. In any case, I need to go because my battery's flashing, so I will make the decision off camera and I will let you know later on what happens. You're so pretty. Hi, Papa. Listen, I don't know what this video is anymore. I still might read Haunted House on a Hill. I don't know, something with like a lot of H's. For now, I've moved on to The Only One Left by Riley Sager. But for the moment, it is what I have opted for because I can't fully commit to buying the ebook for the other book right now. So far I'm 10% into The Only One Left, and there are elements that are good. I think that Riley Sager is good at writing haunted houses or like scary mansions. I enjoyed Home Before Dark. I've read that one twice now and it's not great, and that was especially noticeable on the reread, but there's something that I enjoy about it. He's up to his old tricks again, Riley. He's doing the things that I don't like. Number one, writing female characters when he is awful at it. I don't know why he insists on writing female characters. They're just, he doesn't know how to do it, so I don't know why he keeps doing it. And the other thing is that in every single book that I've read from him so far, there has always been a love interest, and it just annoys me. Why must there be a love interest in a mystery or in a murder mystery or in a haunted house, do we need the love interest? No. We could just have the main character go about their creepy ways, be spooked out of their mind without having to have love interest. I don't get it, but way ho, hey ho. Page 21, a potential love interest is introduced immediately, and I'm just like, the pattern is there. The pattern that I do not enjoy from this author is there. I've left the windows open just because I thought it would be nice for you to be able to hear the rain. If my camera can pick it up, I'm not sure. It does mean that if the occasional car passes by, you might be able to hear that too. Not the vlog we expected, but maybe the vlog that we needed. Welcome back to... I mean, you didn't go anywhere, but I have for like a few hours. Welcome back to this chaotic vlog. This coffee this morning, very much needed. Quintessential, I might even venture to add. Last night I started reading The Only One Left Alive, is that what it's called? Yes. At 5 p.m. I finished the book at 1:45 in the morning, and this is unheard of for two reasons. Number one, it is very rare that I will sit and read a book from A to Z in just one sitting. I don't often do that. Mostly because I don't really often get the opportunity. Number two, I am a grandma and I fall asleep very, very early. I like to be in bed and I like to go to sleep by around 10. That didn't happen last night. So I read all, I think it's 387 pages long. I read the entirety of it last night, and we have things to unpack. I don't think I went to sleep until after 2 because I was still on the high from reading the entire book in one go, and I was looking forward to talking about it. So yeah, not the book that we expected to be reading and reviewing. I guess this just makes this a very twisty vlog and full of surprises, which is fun. So, okay. So this book follows our main character, Kittredge McDeary or something like that. I'm not good with names. She is a caregiver and she has been out of work for the past 6 months because of something that may or may not have happened with a previous client. She is assigned a new client, one that she's not too happy about because it is the infamous Leonora Hope, who allegedly killed her entire family. It's not the call you want to get. But she is now elderly and she has become paralyzed almost entirely except for her left hand, and so obviously she needs some help. Enter Kittredge. Kit. So she is sent to the expensive side of town called the Cliffs because of all of these ridiculously expensive houses that are up on top of the cliffs, and only really rich people live up there, and so she is sent to this mansion. I did love the fact that it's this gothic mansion that is sitting right on the very edge of a crumbling cliff. She soon discovers that Leonora is able to communicate. They have figured out a system, tapping once for no, tapping twice for yes, and also using her left hand she is able to use a typewriter, this is the 80s, okay, a typewriter to communicate. And she then tells Kit that she wants to tell her exactly what happened the night that her family died. Before I get into this, so I said yesterday, Riley Sager and I are not friends. I have read, I don't know how many books actually I've read by him now, but they are numerous. And I enjoyed one of them, and the others trash, hot garbage. And there are also other books that maybe it's unfair on my behalf to judge him for them, but I have not read them because I know that I'm going to absolutely hate them because I have listened to enough detailed reviews of these books, aka Survive the Night and The House Across the Lake, to know that I do not need to read them, to know that they are bad books. So I was nervous, to say the least, to go into this book. But I think I'd heard somebody else who I trusted their judgment and who also wasn't too keen on Riley Sager say that they enjoyed this book and thought it was actually quite good. So that is kind of what convinced me. Hello? I will preface this by saying that it 100% is one of his best books that I've read so far. Is it perfect? Is it the most incredible book I've ever read? No. But it was fun. It was a fun time. Riley Sager did not disappoint on the fun time. I was scared at the beginning of the book because there's a pattern that I've noticed in the few books that I have read by the author. And again, I haven't read all of his books, so I can't say that this is true for all of them. But the pattern that I've noticed is, number one, he always writes female main characters, which I think he needs to stop. Stop it. I thought for a second that maybe this time he'd written a man, and I was very excited about that, but no. Number two, there's always an unnecessary love interest. And it's always some hot guy that's like working nearby one of the houses or something, or working within, like it is always some hot guy that just happens to be there. And this hot guy appeared at page 21 and I was like, oh my god, here we go. Number three, the other thing that he does a lot is move very fast with his characters. They move very, very quickly. Leonora decides to tell Kit everything after barely a day with this woman, and she's like, I trust you. And the other fourth thing that I've noticed is that he does tend to go a little bit OTT with his twists, but we will get into that in a minute. What I enjoyed about this book, I enjoyed the setting. I really liked, I'm basic like that. I really enjoyed the mansion setting. I loved that it was this old, decrepit place that was kind of falling to pieces. I think that is something that Riley Sager does very well. He writes creepy old mansions and hotels and whatnot very well. So I enjoyed that aspect. Also, as I say, super easy to read. I was flying through the pages and he does keep you hooked. It was quite addictive. I didn't mind the reveals. I thought the plot wasn't too bad. What let me down was the ending. The problem with the ending is that Riley Sager pulled a classic Riley Sager and got very excited with the twists, and it becomes over the top, almost too twisty. Sometimes less is more, and this book definitely could have benefited from that. There was just twist upon twist upon twist. I also didn't love the fact that, and I don't think this is spoilery, but because again the house is on the edge of a cliff, bits of the estate literally fall away. Just to add to the drama, just to add to the tension, the house is literally falling into the sea. Is this necessary? Is it? Is it really necessary? I had guessed some of the twists, some of them big, some of them small. Because there are so many twists, the ending did actually feel a little bit long, because I kept thinking, okay, great, that's it now. But no, there was more. And I would turn the page and it would be like, okay, great, now that's the final twist, right? No. Although I do think this is one of Riley Sager's better books, and I had a good time with it, and I mean, clearly, realistically, I know that objectively it doesn't deserve 4 stars, and there are weaknesses, there are plot holes, there are the usual things. Like, change it up, Riley, okay? Because as I said already, you get the poor broke woman who is always written badly. There's always some kind of hot handyman about, and there's always an isolated location. It's not perfect, is what I'm trying to say. And the ending, you're in for a bumpy ride. Strap yourselves in. It was very repetitive, and the other thing is because Riley Sager keeps doing these same kind of characters and these same similar patterns to set up his plot, there were elements that were very similar to Lock Every Door. Halloween decorations. My parents are so sweet, they're like worried to interrupt me when I'm filming. So what they do instead is just stand behind a door for a really long time. It's like, hello? So yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap this video up here because I have a feeling it's already going to be quite long. Will I still read A Haunted House on the Hill, or whatever the hell that book is called? I think I will. I think I am going to pick it up. Obviously, just not this time. I think we'll save that one for another time. I might not even vlog it. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. If you stuck around till the end, thank you. I hope you had a good time. I hope this was entertaining, and I hope you're having a great October and enjoying loads of books. Yeah, I will see you very, very soon with another vlog or another video or whatever it turns out to be. It might not even be very, very soon. I probably lied to you, but we will try our very best. Thank you so much. See you soon. Goodbye. That's very, very freaky. That's horrible. That's like something out of... That is horrible. Nope, don't like it. Nope, don't like it. That looks like something out of Doctor Who.